From DPN, this is our radio transmission, Arts and Speech Radio here in Kent. We're going to be talking all about small and local businesses. Firstly, thank you very much for joining us. If you could just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself to start us off.
I'm Piers Linney. I'm a non-exec director of the government-owned British Business Bank. I'm also reasonably well known for being a former dragon on television.
So how important are SMEs to the British economy?
The British economy has done since it started really, as an economy, and always will do, has been dependent on SMEs. So just to give you an idea, to give you some numbers, so SMEs, there's 5.7 million of them in the UK. To give you an idea, there's only 7,000 companies with only 250 employees in the UK. They generate about half of GDP, just over half. 60% of the private sector employment comes from the SMEs. And they're incredibly important, not supporting SMEs in terms of their existing working capital or their growth plans and providing finance for that does everyone a disservice. They're key to wealth creation, both on a sort of macro scale of the economy, but also in terms of personal wealth creation and job creation.
Now, I'd imagine that a fair amount of our listeners are probably employed by small and medium-sized businesses.
Well, 99% of businesses are SMEs, and 60% of the private sector employment comes from SMEs. So your listeners, the vast majority of them, if you go by those stats, will be employed by an SME. And SME could be a reasonably large company now, looking up to sort of 250 million in revenue. So the likelihood is, unless you have some of the large, very, very large enterprise employers in your region, I'm sure there's one or two, most people are employed by SMEs.
So I was wondering really what sort of information is out there for small businesses, and is it very easy to find?
SMEs, if you look at the research for on SMEs, the British Business Bank's done. I'm a non-exec director of government-owned British Business Bank. What surprises me is that 70% of companies are afraid of growth, and that's because often they're sort of nervous of seeking external finance. So that could be a bank loan or an equity investor, an angel investor, or a venture capital fund. So there's a huge amount of ambition out there and a huge growth potential. But sometimes the sort of connecting the two can be an issue. And what British Business Bank does, and we're working this week on Small Business Advice Week, is connect the capital with the ambition. We've facilitated 12 billion of finance that got into SMEs by the end of last year. And we've launched a website today, which is financeyourgrowth.co.uk. And what that does is shortcut the search. So you can go there, plug in your business, some data about the business, what your ambitions are, and then 6 easy questions, and it will give you an answer about your financing options. And that's key. And that can be anything from, a venture capital round to how do you buy a new machine, or how do you get asset-backed financing or invoice financing, equity, crowdfunding, peer-to-peer lending. There's so much choice out there now. It's not just about trotting down to the old high street bank and asking for a loan.
So do you have any more advice for people perhaps thinking about starting their own small business?
So if you're looking to start your business, I would take a step back. So you've got to make sure that you should start that particular business, and make sure that you're personally ready to start a business. Building a business is a 10-year project, 10-year grind, they call it, for good reason sometimes. And you need to make sure that you have the finance, that you have the savings, or you have access to the finance to get going. If you're emotionally ready, your family's prepared for you to be working all the hours out there, and that you're physically ready sometimes, because buckle up, it is hard work. So do your prep, and then make sure that your product has a market. And by that, I mean, do your research, do your market research, create a test version of your product, a minimum viable product, get some customers, get some feedback, and iterate. Don't just invent something in your garage, take it to market, and realize your customers don't quite want that, and then you're back to square one, you've burnt through all that cash. If you're growing a business, very different. It's about, again, you need to plan and have a destination, and make sure you don't jeopardize the kind of day-to-day business that's paying the bills, but apply the capital you can afford to the growth. And these days, you can't stand still. The world's not going to be, in 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, what it is today or what it was yesterday. So you always have to be investing in innovation, research and development, whatever you want to call it, and growth, in my view. Not doing that is dangerous. So have a plan, apply the resource you can, and if you don't have enough resource, then you need to go and look for external finance. And that's what we're trying to help people find today.
So you mentioned Small Business Advice Week. I was wondering if you could let us know what they're trying to do to support small businesses.
Small Business Advice Week does what it says on the tin. We're providing advice to small businesses. You can look at the website, and there's a campaign, a lot of activity this week across the board. British Business Bank, which I'm a non-exec director of, is a government-owned development bank, and we are the official finance partner, and we are trying to ensure that businesses they understand the financing options and they're connected with the right source of the finance. And we've launched financialgrowth.co.uk today, which is a website with a simple finance finder tool, 6 easy questions, and it gives you your finance options you should be considering. And also today, there's a competition. So if you go to financialgrowth.co.uk, you can win a day with me. Well, how about that? So your day with me is me coming around to your business and spending time with you, looking at your plans, your issues, not just financing, it can be anything. And I will spend that time with you to see how I can help. And if I haven't got the answer, within my network, I know somebody that has.
Well, if you're happy we've covered everything, I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to me.
Thank you.